but now we're going to have a look at the design and build, or D&B.
Yep.
Okay.
So, design build contract, the whole kind of principle behind this contract is that you can get yourself, you can start putting responsibility on the contractor much earlier in the process than you would otherwise. When we said what are the advantages previously, we said what are the advantages of the going down the traditional route, and we covered those. One of the disadvantages of going down the traditional route is that you spend a lot more money
Before
to get your certainty. With a design and build contract, what you try and get a contractor to get to is a guaranteed maximum price, knowing that he's going to have a hefty contingency in there. Because at the point at which he takes it on, again, particularly if it's an existing building, he has to, you effectively pay for risk. So your choice as a client in this scenario is to de-risk it or to pay for risk. And that's basically it. The contractor will still have all the surveys and tests and things like that to do that you've got to do. He'll have to do, so you'll still be paying for them and a margin, but you'll also be paying a risk premium.
Yeah, because effectively the contractor doesn't know what all the studies will bring.
Doesn't know at that point in time. So you always have and some contractors will take on D&B and carry the cost of that work until the first payment. Others will want you to fund that month by month anyway. So it really just depends. Again, so much of it depends on the contract, on the actual project. And that's why you need a good professional team. You need a team to kind of help you spitball and say, let's look at contract types, let's look at who's the contractor going to be, when are we going to bring them in on this process. So a design and build is basically you get the project to a planning stage and then you hand it over to the contractor. You basically novate at that point your design team. So the guys that have worked from you at that point now work for the contractor. And there's some kind of advantages and disadvantages of that. If the architect and the engineer are working for you, then they're very much on your side and they're acting in your very best interest. If they're working for the contractor, then plainly they're going to be working in his best interest at that point. And so you then need that other layer of protection. The QS is generally somebody that would always sit on your side of the fence, and I've always looked to make them contract administrators. So they would administer the contract. We can cover that in just a second as well. But the principle behind the design and build, it depends on what, again, same place, rics.org, you'll see all the design and build contracts there, they're all laid out very clearly, and it's self-explanatory. There are thresholds, so small projects, so like under £500,000, have their own kind of small work section, or small projects section, without design or with design, with quantities, without quantities, they're all in there. And then you have kind of like for more normal jobs that are above that sort of size, you would have again similar types of contract but for major works contracts. And again, it's important to note that having that contract is, these contracts are that thick. When you end up with a contract finished, it tends to be that thick as you go through all the things that are required, particularly if there's a funder involved.